Amateur golfers make loads of mistakes on the course, but there is one mistake which, according to the stats of millions of golf shots and the testimony of legendary pros who are veterans of thousands of pro-ams, amateurs seem to make more than any other. And what's more, this mistake is made with virtually every club across all standards of golfer and has absolutely nothing to do with the player's golf swing. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what that mistake is, together with the simple steps you can take to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. At Golfing Focus, we're simply trying to help all standards of golfer get better and enjoy the game as much as possible. And we came across this huge mistake that amateurs seem to be making more than any other when we take a look at Arcos's analysis of millions of approach shots from their users. And the mistake that seems to be most prevalent across all standards of golfer is underclubbing. And if we take a look at Arcos's great analysis there, as I say, I think it's over 6 million shots recorded by the users, 40% of approaches are landing short of the green, and that's 8 times more that are landing behind the putting surface, and is a mistake that is 4 times more prevalent than other mistakes players are making in terms of hitting it left or right. And what's amazing as we delve a bit deeper into their stats is that this mistake of underclubbing is happening across all standards of golfer and with almost every club in the bag by the looks of things. If we take a look, for example, at the 5-iron first, if we look at scratch handicappers there's an 18-yard difference, according to Arcos, between how far scratch golfers are expecting to hit their 5-iron, and how far they actually are. For 10 handicappers, there's a 27-yard difference between the player's perception of how far they hit it in reality, and that goes up for a 20 handicapper to a whopping 55 yards. And as I say, this trend and mistake of underclubbing is being seen throughout the bag. Moving to Arcos's analysis of 7-irons, for a scratch handicapper, there's an 11-yard difference between expected distance and actual distance. That goes up to 17 yards for 10 handicappers, and then up to 22 yards for 20 handicappers. And even as we get closer to the green, and players are using just wedges to hit for their approach shots, this gap is still being seen. And so, as I say, it's much lower, obviously, as players get closer to the green. However, according to the stats, it's still there. There's a 4-yard difference for scratch golfers. There's a 5-yard difference for 10 handicappers, and there's still an 8-yard difference for 20 handicappers, even when they're in and around the 100-yard mark in terms of their approach shots to the green. So, as we can see there from this analysis, underclubbing seems to be a big problem, arguably the biggest across amateur players, and amazingly across all standards and throughout the bag. And Azine is backed up by testimony from pro veterans of thousands of pro-ams. I recently saw an interview on Twitter with LPGA great Laura Davis, obviously a former world number 1 and 4 times ladies major champion, and she's had a veteran of over 1,500 Pro-Am tournaments throughout her career, and she said, just because you once hit a 7-iron 180 yards, that does not make it your 180-yard club. So take enough club. Underclubbing drives us mad as pros. And it was interesting, even we did another video ourselves in this channel looking at how far does the average golfer hit it, and in the discussion amongst the community in the comments, we saw a good number of people saying that they hit their driver on average 280, 290, over 300 yards. And when you think that the PGA Tour average drive is 295 yards, and the biggest hitter on tour at the moment, Bryson DeChambeau, is averaging 320 yards. So given those tour averages, this suggests that even in amongst our community, that people are overestimating how far they hit the ball. And it is absolutely vital, therefore, to not fall foul of this very common mistake of underclubbing, that you're clear how far you consistently hit each club. A general guess is not good enough, and if you really want to improve your game and get your scores down. And before we move on, how you can easily measure and get a view of how far you consistently hit each club, if we just take a look here at Brooks Koepka's yardage book, you can see that the precision with which the pros go to make sure they know exactly how far they're hitting the ball. As you can see there, from his 3-wood to his pitching wedge, he has 3 different yardages according to 3 different swings. And when it gets to his specialist wedges, he has 5 different yardages and 5 different based on 5 different swings that he can attack the ball with. Now, amateurs obviously are typically not going to go to this level of detail, and we don't need to. However, as I say, we need better than a general guess of how far we hit the ball. So if you want to make sure you know consistently how far you hit the ball, just take all the clubs in your bag, go somewhere where you can accurately measure how far you hit it, and hit 10 balls with each club and measure and note how far you hit each one. If you hit a really bad one, just don't count it, and then take an average of the rest of the shots which you hit okay. If you have a laser or a GPS rangefinder to help you measure the distance more accurately, then fantastic. And if you can use the same ball for all the shots, even better. If you want to get a little bit more precise as well, you can keep a note of the shortest and longest shot you hit with each club, excluding the bad ones as well as the average. But remember that the key here really is that you become sure how far you're consistently hitting each club, and not basing your choice of club for your approach shots based on how far you hit one great shot with an iron or a hybrid or a fairway wood. So I hope that's been helpful. Give us a like. If it has, let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree, you think there are bigger mistakes that amateurs are making. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your golf.